Hello everyone. How you doing? Welcome to another stream. Today we're doing Sovereign Citizens, and Chief Mahto is back, so I'm very excited for that. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good week, good beginning to your week. We have all sorts of Sovereign Citizen stuff to take a look at, so should be good. My hair's a little fucky, but whatever. It's whatever. I'm not gonna focus on how I look, it's fine. Anyway, so without further ado, we can jump into it. If you could do me a favor, YouTube, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to support the show on YouTube, you can always use super chats or memberships. On Twitch, you can always use subscriptions and bits. It is close to the end of the month, so if you could and you like supporting the show, you could always gift subs to get us to our monthly sub goal. What tribe was he in again? I forget what tribe he claimed he was a part of. I forget. He created his own, though. Unstable Deadbeat with a 7-stream streak says, sorry, had to add some further ado. Yeah, my fault. A talking bunny appears. Where's the great stream host of the stream, Hannah? Hannah can't be here. The rabbit's better. All right, anyway, let's jump into it. I don't know if we're going to start with Mahto. Let's start with... I think we're going to start with this traffic stop because it's pretty interesting. This is a sovereign citizen of the religious extremist variety. They exist sometimes. Fuck it. We're getting witch hat rabbit today. So I can't stop looking at myself. And it's not about me. So anyway, let's jump into this. Fennikagami says, how excited are you for Tinfoil Tuesday considering how prevalent the assassination as a false flag conspiracy is? I'm not thrilled. I don't like covering people who aren't right-wingers conspiracy stuff because it's depressing. I kind of expect it out of the Republicans. When I see everyone else doing it, it just makes me sad.
On August 21st in Florida, an officer pulled over a woman for speeding through a school zone. He didn't know it, but this woman had special immunity.
Do I have dry shampoo? My hair's already too dry. It's not a greasy issue right now. It is a dryness issue.
Hello, how are you?
And I do have leave-in conditioner that's in.
Hey, I'm Officer Roseland Traffic. The reason I stopped you, went 34 through the school zone. The speed limit's 20. You were 14 miles an hour over the speed limit, okay? You got your license, registration, proof of insurance with you?
Actually diplomat.
Huh?
I'm actually diplomat.
What? For what? Do you have your driver's license?
That card is the Amnesty Coalition's Diplomat Passport Card.
Amnesty Coalition, is that Brandon Joe Williams's group? That's the pickle guy that uses lots of dirty language for no reason. Let me look. Amnesty Coalition... Sovsits. Where is that? Because I know I've heard Amnesty Coalition before. Yep, that's Brandon Joe Williams's.
Do you have a driver's license?
I'm a diplomat.
Do you have your driver's license? I need your driver's license, okay?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay, then can you read me my
Dispatch
rights?
from Tango 55.
Can you read?
We're not going to play the sovereign game, okay? Can I get a routine 44 and be 10-12 with the sovereign? May I please have your driver's license?
If I'm being detained, then I have to understand
Ma'am.
that I'm in custodial arrest.
I understand that.
I broke my right to consent.
Ma'am, we're not playing the sovereign game, okay? I need your driver's license. If not, I'm going to remove you from the vehicle and you're going to go to jail, all right? Please hand me your driver's license.
She tried playing the sovereign game 3 months earlier in an Orange County courtroom, and we obtained the footage of that for you.
Judge, are you ordering her out of the courtroom?
I'm ordering her out of the courtroom.
Okay, you need to leave the courtroom now. Turn around. You will be arrested for resisting without.
I am not
Okay,
resisting.
you are going to get
Are you gonna
arrested
leave, though?
for resisting without if you do not leave the courtroom now. Please leave.
I
She's being nicer
am
than
here
us.
challenging
You're being nicer
jurisdiction.
than us.
Yes,
Please leave.
just leave. Do
I
you want
am
to end
here-
up going to jail?
Just come this
I
way,
am here challenging.
I think this is the first time I've seen a sovereign citizen argue to stay in the court instead of leaving it.
jurisdiction and I'm standing in my rights.
Okay, you're going to be arrested for resisting without. I have been given an order by the judge.
I'm here challenging jurisdiction. I'm a living woman. I'm not an entity.
Okay.
I'm here challenging.
She has ordered you out of the courtroom and you're refusing to leave.
We'll check back with this later, but for now, how about we see if the traffic stop goes any better for the woman?
I've asked you 3 or 4 times now, okay? Please hand me your driver's license.
Can I please speak with your whoever's over you, please? Can you?
Would you like to speak with a supervisor? Yes, I can get one of those here, but can I please have your driver's license?
I'd like to speak with them first, please. I'd like to speak with them first.
I understand that, but he's going to tell you the same thing I am, okay?
I'd like to speak with them.
Dispatch from Tango 55.
I'm not trying to.
It's always interesting how they seem to think that the supervisor's going to have something different to say. They're not. They don't have a secret special rule book just for the boss. I'll be right back. I'm going to try and fix my hair. Fennikagami with 120 stream streak says, understand, I personally just don't think these people are competent enough to try false flags. It wouldn't surprise me if the manifesto is fake, though. I haven't seen anything about the manifesto. I don't think any part of it was fake, and I think if you think that, you're a little crazy and haven't learned anything from this show. Well, I go fix my hair real quick. Look at Faces of Death. At least the first one. I don't have the other 3.
May I also have a supervisor 51, please? Okay, so let's do this. I've done everything you've asked. Now please hand me your driver's license. Are you refusing to identify yourself to me? Driving is a privilege in this state. It is not a right. I understand you're going to say you have the right to travel, all that stuff. Okay, but driving on the public roadways is a privilege. By that privilege, you have to have a driver's license with you. So, I'm asking you to give me your driver's license. Okay, I understand that, but I need your driver's license.
Chair did not turn on the video. Me accidentally poking my earbud turned on the video. Steve with a Q says, I wonder if there's a common root to the Sobsit Karen alien's desire to speak to the supervisor, manager, leader. It's the narcissism of the fact that they believe that they're right and that someone above the current person that disagrees with them will obviously agree with her because this person is disagreeing with her, so they must be stupid. So the person who's their supervisor must know the truth, which has to be in compliance with what she wants because she's right all the time.
I'm trying to be as nice as I can. I'm giving you every opportunity to give me a driver's license, okay? So, do you have a driver's license?
She actually does, but it's suspended.
Did you know your license was suspended?
I wasn't
She
sure if
finally turned it in or whatever.
Oh, okay.
can I have my property back?
This? No, I'm going to hang on to this now in case something happens. So if this at least has your name on it, then
Yeah.
that's okay. All right, that's fine. I'm going to hang on to it for right now then. All right. So what I'm asking you is a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
If I'm under custodial arrest, then I'd like to remain silent.
You're just being detained.
Cripplepunk says, despite a lot of Faces of Death being fake, right? Yes. I watched it only once and never again. Also, hello, Hannah. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, most of it's fake. I think there's one real death in there, and there's some, like, slaughterhouse footage. So there's, like, some gore in there, but most of the deaths are fake except for, like, one. Also, I'm doing a little rough. I'm trying not to self-deprecate. I'm feeling very bad about myself today, but I'm going to keep it to myself. We're here to hang out. It's going to be fine. Trey says, like, Trump's the most decisive and controversial president in U.S. history. There doesn't need to be a false flag for someone to want to redacted the guy. Agreed. It's the least shocking thing of all time that it keeps happening.
Right now for a traffic violation. It's a civil infraction is all it is. So what I'm saying is you can give me your driver's license. I can issue a citation. You can be about your way. If not, we'll have to go down a different route. I've already explained to you what that route is, okay? So.
I'd like to remain silent.
Okay, that's fine. So you're not going to give me your driver's license, nothing like that? Okay. All right. We'll just wait for somebody else to get here, okay then? All right. So.
It would only take a moment for the supervisor to arrive, but he wouldn't be wearing his body cam. The clip was there, but not the camera, so we don't get his viewpoint.
So per your request, the supervisor is here, okay? So he's actually walking up now, all right? So here he is.
Good morning, Sergeant Bertog.
I'm very excited to see her realize he's not going to be on her side.
Today.
Good morning. This officer here, he pulled me over and then he asked me for a driver's license, and I explained that I'm a diplomat, and I gave him an identification for myself, and then he is continually insisting that I give him a driver's license.
Yes, this is a traffic stop. You're required to give your license.
Like I said, I'm a diplomat, and then I asked if I was under custodial arrest.
Do these people understand what diplomat means? I know that the gurus tell them it gives them diplomatic immunity, but like, why do they think they have diplomatic immunity? They're not diplomats in any way, shape, or form. So why would they have that kind of immunity? Even if they thought it gave them some kind of immunity, which would also be wrong, why specific diplomatic? Amber Pretzels, thanks for 43 months, says, heard you're doing rough, so I want to send you good vibes and also pictures of my cat to come in the Discord. You're doing great today. It's okay to struggle every once in a while. I shouldn't have even brought it up, because then everyone tries to make me feel better, and that's not your job. I'm supposed to entertain you guys. I'm fine. Thank you, though.
So I'm ready to go. And he said that I'm being detained, so I assume that that's under custodial arrest, so I'd like to invoke the right to remain silent.
Okay, so you don't want to have anything else to say? Did you want to identify yourself to this officer then, or with the driver's license?
This is not a valid identification card, man.
It is.
It's not a valid identification card.
It is.
And I think that's one of the ones that Brandon Joe Williams sells. M. Scheffler with 100 bits says, feel better or else. Thank you. Also, we're on a hype train. If you want to help the hype train, you can use bits or subs. Sweet Lily Love says, my bits are here under special appearance.
Okay, let's not
I'm issuing a bench warrant for your bits.
recognize in the state of Florida.
I'm not in the state of Florida's jurisdiction.
Okay.
Okay, good. Would you like to step out of the vehicle, or would you like us to pull you out because we're going to be under arrest because you're not identifying yourself with valid identification? Okay, I'm letting you know what's going to happen. I'm giving you the option to step out so that it's less violent.
Hey, what are you... Stop.
reaching
Don't
for
be
stuff.
reaching for stuff. Don't be reaching for stuff.
As that was going
Is diplomatic immunity even real outside of Doctor Doom and... Wait, what does it say? Sorry. Outside of Doctor Doom and some movies, I never hear it come up or affect anything. Diplomatic immunity is a real thing. Movies often overstate how powerful it is for dramatic effect. So, like, it'll get you out of most things, but no, it won't get you out of, like, murder, stuff like that. It'll get you out of, like, parking issues, basic, like, misdemeanors, I think. It's not gonna get you free from, like, a murder charge or anything. I've seen that in movies before, which is kind of funny. Overthought, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Much appreciated. Fennikagami says, I mean, maybe I haven't learned anything, but they have faked evidence before to try and turn a real incident to their advantage. Remember the anti-ice written on the bullets of that sniper that shot detainees? The manifesto literally says, man, it's so great that the White House doesn't have a secure ballroom, so I can instead attack the admin in this unsecured location. Only Kash Patel is not my target. I'd have to look at it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a single line of it, to be honest.
on, a third officer would arrive with a pepper ball blast at the ready.
I would prefer you don't start reaching for stuff. Do you have any weapons in the vehicle? Okay. Do you have a name and date of birth you'd like to provide for the... Can you stop reaching for stuff?
Just...
Do you have a name and date of birth you'd like to give this officer?
I did give him...
It's not valid, ma'am. We've already told you that. Okay. Okay.
woman. My name is Cecile.
Ma'am, this is not a valid identification card. It's not recognized by the state of Florida. Okay, this is not.
It's got like a scanny strip on the back. I wonder what it does if you like swipe it.
A valid ID. Okay, so
I wonder if it's even a real magnetic strip or if it's just like black to make it look like there's a magnetic strip.
Oh, you want to go that route? You want to give me your name and date of birth?
Well, like I said,
Ma'am.
I'm not a very patient person in general. I don't really need to be because we've given you.
I don't trust any cop. You shouldn't be a cop if you're not a patient person. That's such a red flag for that cop to say that. I'm not a patient person. You shouldn't have this job then, because you're going to come across a lot of very frustrating people, and you need to be patient as much as possible. Garatz with 45 months says, I have diplomatic immunity. Well, ma'am, it's just been revoked. Caesar Bishop, thanks for a 3-stream streak.
The opportunity to provide this information, and you're basically saying you don't
This girl is strange. Oh, you haven't even seen her get deep into the Bible stuff yet.
recognize it. So we can either ask you to step out of the vehicle or I'm going to pull you out of the vehicle, and I have no problem with that. And you'll be under arrest. Okay? So to save the heartache of maybe even breaking this window, because we don't want to have to do that either, you can step out of the vehicle and save yourself some trouble.
Can't hear a whole lot. From
317833.
what sounds like a possible sovereign, maybe.
Turn your vehicle off for me. Step out, okay? Let's turn your vehicle off. Let's turn your vehicle off, okay? Come on, step out of the vehicle, okay? Come on. Turn your vehicle off for me, all right? Come on.
I don't understand why.
Okay, well, come on. Let's just hop out. Just step out for me, okay?
You can continue recording.
Just step out.
Fine. I'm going to end up taking that phone and setting it down, though.
Yep. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. I got it.
Why am I being arrested?
Let me explain it to you. Okay?
No, I mean, that's not a crime. I
So-
didn't do anything.
You
You
refusing.
don't recognize the state of Florida's authority over whatever your mindset is. The state of Florida does require a driver's license to drive a motor vehicle or travel in a motor vehicle, whatever verbiage you'd like to use.
Come back here for me.
Minute left in the hype train.
So any bumper for me, okay?
Sit right here.
I don't
Lean against your
understand.
car.
I just
What?
explained that to you. Which words did you not understand of that sentence?
I don't understand why I'm being arrested.
Okay, so the part where I just explained it to you, where you're driving a motor vehicle and not having a valid license in the state of Florida, besides your reasonings for not recognizing that law and authority, is there any other reason why you may not understand that sentence?
I'm not in that jurisdiction. I'm in
Okay,
God's
besides that,
jurisdiction.
because I realize you don't recognize our jurisdiction.
She had a hard time
Cripple Punk, thanks for gifting 3 tier 1 subs, and Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs.
understanding her courtroom arrest as well.
Harold Elbelman with the 10 stream streak says, my favorite detail of the current kerfuffle is how, according to my local CBS affiliate, he bypassed security by taking the stairs with a bag of weapons. I wonder if he looked more like the company profile of the current Reich. Wait, if he looked like the company profile of the current Reich, how much further he... I'm going to stop myself there. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you arresting me?
I am
87% to level 5.
for resisting without because you have refused a judge's direct order.
She does not have jurisdiction.
That is your choice.
No proof.
I don't understand how the reality of the cops arresting her does not tell her, okay, they have jurisdiction. What does she think jurisdiction is? They have the legal authority to arrest you. What do you think jurisdiction is?
He is with her?
Jurisdiction over me.
Okay.
Because if you don't recognize the jurisdiction, you're not going to recognize the law, and you're not going to understand why you're being arrested. And I can't explain it to you.
I didn't injure anyone. It's
But we didn't
God's
say you
law that
did.
I follow. God's law, the Bible,
Okay.
common law. That's what everything is.
I was watching this the other day with Baha, and she had an interesting point that it feels like this woman's entire worldview is filtered through the Bible, to the extent that if what you are saying does not in some way relate back to Scripture, she seems to completely not understand what you are saying. It's like she can't relate to ideas that don't tie back to her religious beliefs. It's very weird. Quasispec, thanks for 1,000 bits and getting us over level 5.
Based off of his God.
I was gonna have her hang it till Angie gets here. I'm not gonna put her back in y'all's car because we haven't had her down or nothing yet. So
Okay.
as soon as she gets here, all right.
The only reason we're being arrested right now is for driving a motor vehicle without a license.
But that's
If you
not-
can't
And resisting
comprehend,
without because you didn't identify yourself to me.
that's fine. I understand that you can't comprehend that law. I have never said that.
I have 8 kids.
She has 8 children. That's too many children, especially since she's clearly incompetent. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub.
She would actually reference these
8 homosexuals in her womb.
kids in a letter she sent the court, saying the court's causes have created irreparable harm to her, the man of her union, and her 8 offspring born of her womb.
Let's go back and take a look at what this letter says.
She would actually reference these 8 kids in a letter she
Oh, it's all handwritten. The court sure does love handwritten motions. Adjure judicial redress of grievance against the state of Florida with respect to all living souls made in the image of the living Jehovah God. Oh no, is she a Jehovah's Witness too? I, blank of blank, living woman state, I do not consent to contract nor joinder. I state I am not a respondent, defendant, or party, or any other fictitious entity. I state the entity styled blank is in a private, foreign, irrevocable trust, not under the authority or jurisdiction of the state of Florida, and or Orange County Clerk of Courts, and or Orange County Clerk of Courts. I state as trustee, I do not consent to contract nor joinder of the entity styled blank. I state judicial notice has been given and remains on file at 425 North Orange Avenue, Orlando, Florida. I state I seek and adjure redress for all unlawful causes opened without full disclosure, consent, nor something. I state both causes opened as case number blank and blank. Were and are through defendant I. What? By the way, all the I's are uncapitalized. I've never seen a sovereign citizen not capitalize I's before, but maybe that's important to them. I don't know why. These courses herein have created irreparable harm to I, the living woman, the man of my union, and my 8 offspring born of my womb. I state one of the effects of this defraud is the unlawful opening of new cases listed in case number blank. Were and are open through defraud. Again, she's not saying fraud, she is saying defraud. So she's using that incorrectly, don't know why. Without full disclosure and without consent, nor joinder, I state I seek and advise something and vacate all causes listed herein. This adjure judicial redress of grievances, as well as restoring of all departments or other entities on behalf or through the state of Florida and the state of Florida for the irreparable harm caused. I stand in spirit and in truth, and I seek and adjure redress some word I can't read, to the Constitution of the United States and the higher laws of the Most High Living God. Okay.
She sent the court, saying the court's causes have created irreparable harm to her, the man of her union, and her 8 offspring born of her womb.
I don't see any of them.
I have 8 kids. And
Okay.
I didn't do anything. Like, I'm a good mom, and I didn't do anything. I was literally just...
I haven't called you a bad mom.
The fact that you're Your parenting has nothing to do with this. I don't even know why you brought it up. It's completely irrelevant. You could have no kids, 8 kids, 1,600 kids. I don't care. It's irrelevant. You don't have a driver's license and you're driving.
And I haven't said you're a bad person. But there is
Thanks
a
for the hype train, everyone.
law in the state of Florida. Okay? But we enforce Florida law. And just because you don't recognize Florida law doesn't mean that we can't enforce it. Did those YouTube videos you watched that justified everything you're thinking of cover this part? Or did they just fast forward to the court where everything got dropped and magically went away?
This is biblical.
Oh. I don't remember motor vehicles covered in the Bible. It's been a while since I read it, though.
Being imprisoned is biblical. Being imprisoned for following God is biblical.
Okay.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Sure. And I've read it a couple times.
And so
I don't remember motor
Here's
vehicles.
the thing: you're not being arrested for following God. You're being arrested for refusing to identify yourself to me. That's why you're being arrested, okay?
I'm standing on the truth that I'm following God's law and not people's law, and
Well, we're not judges, we're not executioners. We're simply abiding and enforcing the laws that we're employed to do.
you're
Okay?
enforcing Satan's law.
She sent another letter to the
Wow, Satan's very concerned about making sure you're qualified to operate a motor vehicle on public roadways.
court referencing multiple Bible verses, such as Ephesians, Daniel, Luke, Colossians, and Romans.
Colossians. It's a weird way to say that.
So remember when I told you that driving is a privilege in the state of Florida? It's not a right. So in the state of Florida, it's a
That's not what
privilege.
God said subdue the
I don't
earth.
think God talked about driving vehicles.
God said subdue the earth. Do you know what that means?
To do the earth?
Subdue the earth. You mean
That has nothing to do, even within your biblical framework. The word of God saying to subdue the earth in no way means that you get to drive an automobile on public roads without a license. You're not subduing the earth when you take your kids to school. You're not subduing the earth when you go to the supermarket. You're just using it as a piece of transportation.
he means to travel over the earth and to be.
You can travel all over the earth all you want. You just can't travel in a motor vehicle. You can travel by plane, train, horseback, bicycle, scooter. But to travel on these roadways in a vehicle, it is a privilege. The state of Florida pays for these roadways. The municipalities pay for these roadways. That's it. That is, you can travel. You just can't travel in a vehicle. That is driving. And you cannot drive on our roadways unless you abide by the laws. It's that simple. Okay? You can travel. You have the right to travel. You can travel to a different city, a different county, a different state, all over the United States, but just not in a vehicle unless you do it the right way.
Do I have any due process to have someone?
You will have all the due process.
I'm so confused what sovereign citizens think due process is, because they always say it like when they're getting arrested, or even when they're in court. You're doing the due process is coming. You're being arrested. They still have to take you to the jail and then wait for you to get arraigned, or give you at least a date to be arraigned to come back if you sign a thing.
As you want. I am a huge fan of due process, okay?
Someone come pick this up?
Nope. Nobody's going to come pick this up. You're being arrested, so your vehicle is going to be towed incident to arrest, okay? Your vehicle is going to be towed, and it's going to be inventoried. Your due process will come when you at your time in court, okay? That's when your due process will come.
But it's not mine.
The vehicle's not yours? Then the registered owner can come pick it up. That's fine.
Then can I call them?
We will notify them, yes. What is their phone number?
321.
Hold on one second. Will you hold this for me? All right, appreciate you.
After getting the RO's phone number, a female officer would conduct a search of the woman's person.
All right, this is Officer Quintero. She's going to go ahead and search you real quick, okay, before we put you in back of a vehicle, all right? So she's going to go ahead and do that.
Please leave my property in my car.
I'm not going to take your property. I'm just going to inventory your vehicle.
Lean against the car, please.
Don't search it.
Hey, lean against that car. Where are you going? He's gonna search it regardless.
I'm just inventorying it, that's all.
Yeah, that's a Brandon Joe Williams license plate. You can see his Pickletarian Amnesty Coalition crest in the top left corner there.
Didn't have time to put your license plate on?
This isn't my vehicle.
Oh. Diapers, water bottle. Nothing crazy.
Once that was finished, the officer just had one more question for the woman before she was taken to jail.
1 second. What's the current address for you? Is it South John Young Parkway? Is that where you live now? Where do you live? Where do you rest your head at night? Where do you sleep?
God's land.
Huh?
On God's land.
Okay, so which one?
On God's land.
So,
Okay, but like, what address? What part of God's land, ma'am?
Orlando, or is it
What's your postal address?
the one on South John Young Parkway? Is that where you live? South JYP?
I don't have an address.
Okay. All right. Do you have a phone number?
I don't know.
You don't have an address and you have 8 kids? I definitely believe you.
Have a phone number either? Okay. All right. Thank you.
The officer charged her with resisting without violence. She also got citations for speeding in a school zone, having only one functioning brake light, driving with a suspended license, and knowingly possessing a canceled driver's license. Despite the letters she sent to the court in an effort to get the case dropped, she'd eventually plead no contest to the resisting charge and be assessed court costs of $223. She also pled no contest to the resisting charge she got in the courtroom in May. For that, adjudication was withheld. Thanks for watching. See you on the next Ride Along.
What are the odds she homeschools? 100%. There's no way she has that personality and doesn't homeschool her children. I just don't think it's possible. All right, so let's get to Mahto. So Chief Mahto is back. He has 2 videos, and one of them is a court appearance. But before we get to his court appearance, he does have a quick video he shot in his car talking about how his villages will work. Because if you remember, Chief Mahto is a sovereign citizen LARPing as an indigenous chief, and he is trying to build his own communities that, well, he seems to view them as indigenous towns. They're really not. They're more of cults. More sounds like he wants to build a cult compound. But anyway, let's hear what he has to say. This is a short video. It's only about 4 minutes, and then we will get into the court video.
Hey friends, traveling around here with a buddy of mine. Have to take a minute and explain how the Mahto villages work, okay? Now, I've done a video on this before for those of you who've actually looked at it, but Mahto villages have 2 walls. The outer wall adopts the de jure border of any county, and there's only 1 village per county. Once the village is established, the inner wall is where...
Is his legal first name Mahto? I believe it's his last name. I think Mahto is his last name.
Where the business takes place. On the inner wall, every building has 2 sides. One that faces the inner, which is nothing newer than the 1900s, and one that faces the outer, where we conduct our business. So all of these things comprise the borders of the village. The first building that we build is...
Correct, Phoenix. He has indigenous ancestry, but he was not allowed to join his father's tribe, and it seems like he had a mental breakdown over that and started getting into sovereign citizen stuff and tying it into this new tribe that he's claiming he's starting.
The post office, because that way we can correspond with other nations.
Dr. Worm, thanks for 57 months.
Second one that we build is the orphanage, so that we can take care of our kids. Then we build the rest of the structures that make...
Why would you need an orphanage? You're gonna take in like a dozen or more homeless children in this camp, which is outside, as far as you think, outside of the jurisdiction of the United States. Where you gonna get the orphans? Where you gonna get the orphans? Why do you want so many orphans? This is very concerning to me. I can already see the HBO cult documentary. Ooh.
Us a bona fide society. The ledger is started as one of the first things, and in the ledger, that's where the assayer's office, which every Mahto village has, it's part of the administrative network, no different than, the U.S. citizens, except for all of the wealth, 99%, is returned each year to each village on the Feast of First Fruits. So you guys are actually the owners of the wealth. It's not Mahto Ministries, even though they own the wampum. Mahto Ministries returns that because, again, we are not here to try to enrich.
Sure, we hold on to all of the money. but we'll definitely give it back to you guys.
Ourselves.
We promise. Just come into our villages where I get to be in charge. I promise everything will be fine.
We're not here to try to enrich Chief Mahto. But the Mahto villages, once you put something on the ledger, then any member can be inside of the walls, the inner wall, and you can trade amongst yourselves. If you have fruits and vegetables that you grow at home, you take those, you bring those in, and you put them on the village ledger. And then you sell those to your fellow Mahto members. We're an unincorporated association of American Indians, and you can go look that up at the Secretary of State for Idaho. Okay? So anybody out there who knows or who's been reading my stuff, you know, there's a tactical advantage to doing things a certain way. And Mahto villages have always been slated for every county in the United States. But whether a village does or...
Very similar to Marcel's delusion of getting like 50% of everyone in every neighborhood to sign up for his program. Incredible that this guy thinks he's going to set up towns in every state when he hasn't even set up one yet.
Does not exist is not information I share in the public. There's no reason to do that. So, again, we are private. We're not anti-government. We're not here to take down any governments or overturn.
We're not anti-government. We're just seceding.
Turn anything. We're simply a private society of American Indians as defined by the GAO. And we trade in wampum. If we do things in the public, then we teach our members how to operate C Corps and LLCs and all these things so that they're contributing the way it's supposed to be contributed. If you're using US dollars in the public, you need to be using it correctly, just like you told them you would. If you're in the private and you're trading in wampum, then that's our business inside of the inner village wall. So that's pretty much how the entire Mahto village system works. Our elections are different. July 4th, we follow the Hebrew calendar, not the Gregorian calendar. We have our own flag. Doesn't mean that, you know...
Yeah, I think when your little community starts separating from society to the extent that they're using a different calendar, we're getting into cult territory.
We're anti-government. It just means that we are a religious organization who owns the souls of our members if they're in Mahto ministries, and presumably if they're a part of the Mahto tribe. Why? Because otherwise the Catholic Church is going to pretend you're part of their system, that they own your soul, and that they have jurisdiction over you. That's not who we are. We are literally servants of, or for, the Most High. Not of, but servants for the Most High. And we're peaceful, law-abiding Americans. But that's the totality of how all the Mahto villages work. If you have any questions, please put them on, the comments to this video. If you want to know how to do it, again, separate society, baptismal records, as well as marriage contracts, so that they can't steal our kids. And, the ability to go out and function as a functioning society under Mahto Ministries' private motor carrier number with the DOT, our plates. So that's what I'm out here doing. These court cases, everything else, is establishing the right for you to travel. That's my job as a servant. So, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and PM me, and thanks for your understanding and your time. Shalom.
Seems like he's not practicing a native religion. No, he's a Christian nationalist that calls himself a Messianic Jew. But he's just a Christian nationalist that's stolen some of the aesthetic from, Jewish people, like saying shalom, for instance. He's terrible and anti-Semitic. He sucks. Here's his court appearance. The audio on this is going to be iffy because, frankly, he recorded it himself surreptitiously, but we do have the footage nonetheless. So I'll try to keep the audio where we can hear it and see how he did in court. I have not seen this yet.
Court today, Chief Mahto, CR 2025-5954. This matter was set for a status, and we have this matter also set for a bench trial on May 6th at 1 p.m. Is it your desire to continue forward to the bench trial?
Let the record reflect, Judge, that Left-Handed Bear is making another special appearance on behalf...
Does he believe the Finkelstein thing? He does. He does. I believe he's mentioned it before.
And changing the plea to, again, let the record reflect the defendant is guilty of the charges, not the crimes, of proof of claim or contract. I'm still waiting to get those. It's also my understanding...
There's no contract. I don't know exactly what he's charged with here, but it's not a contract thing. This is criminal, or if it's a traffic thing, maybe civil.
We've achieved an actual agreement on this because I sent 2 weeks ago an order of abatement as the grantor for the defendant. And since I didn't hear anything back to that registered mail receipt, if the prosecutor wishes to move forward, and this is, I'm sure you know, Judge, you got to move forward in the United Postal Union jurisdiction.
That doesn't mean anything. There's no United Postal Service jurisdiction. Those words don't mean anything because it doesn't exist. M. Scheffler says he's your favorite nutbag. Really? That's interesting. Who's everyone's favorite character on this show? And don't say me. I mean the crazy people. You know what I mean. I'm just curious. Everyone tell me who their favorite recurring character is. And then I'll tell you mine.
This court's jurisdiction, to say nothing of the fact that the corporation with an EIN and DUNS number calling itself the state of Montana can't possibly be a party to the case that they're also adjudicating.
Wait, who was credited in Baby Geniuses 3?
So this is also the wrong form for that. But
wow, lots of CC love.
The court, bailiff, if you'll hand these to the judge, these are the exculpatory exhibits that basically would allow us to, well, actually it's kind of a given at this point, otherwise the prosecutor would be asking you to engage in about 7 felonies with the state to not dismiss with
I think Marcel's my favorite.
Prejudice for failure to bring the cause of action.
I'm actually going to have you go and submit those to the court clerks as you would normally do with any type of discovery, not just handing it directly to the judge in the courtroom.
I'm sorry, you're correct. These are in camera, specifically because they're not public. These are private records proving that I'm a living man and that Chief Mahto is a juristic person.
What are these documents that you think are going to prove that there's a separate version of you and you're the flesh and blood man? Is it literally just going to be his birth certificate, like a lot of sovereign citizens bring in their birth certificates?
National Social Security number is not a U.S. citizen, so this is the wrong forum. If the state of Montana has a crime they want to charge me with, they're going to need to produce a victim with a sworn signed complaint under Article 3 jurisdiction. Short of that, unless he's got a signed autographed contract with my original signature on it agreeing to allow me to use copyrighted and trademark property called Chief Mahto, that would be a gross violation of not only the UCC in about 12 different places, but also my rights that are given to me by Yahuwah. That's what that flag is.
Why are they allowing him to speak from behind the bar?
I'm not part of
this. Is absurd. Take control of your courtroom.
Any satanic juristic societies or
satanic juristic societies.
Any Tubal Cain societies, not a U.S. citizen. All this is again, another regurgitation of the facts that I was stopped in a private conveyance. The bonds are there. All of the accoutrements necessary for me to be able to travel as a law-abiding man were ignored. Tried to hand them to the officer, got kidnapped, got arrested, had to put a bond out when all that was at stake was my freedom, because the officers are too poorly trained to understand that not everybody has to have a driver's license. Unless you're engaged in hauling people, products, or you work for the government, or there's some contract with the state of Montana, I'm under no obligation to do anything with any foreign corporate agency.
He should have his hat off in court. This judge is allowing him to do so many things he shouldn't be able to, and it's kind of absurd, and it's frustrating me.
He's based out of Washington, D.C., which is where the state of Montana is based. I live under original jurisdiction. I live on the land. I'm a man, not a juristic person. Those exhibits, again, being offered to you in camera, whether or not you accept them is up to you, but those are exculpatory exhibits proving exactly everything I'm telling you. But
M. Scheffler says he's my favorite because he's the most delusional. He beats Marcel by a wide margin. No, I won't be taking any questions.
The prosecutor actually has an original contract. We can't move forward. The court is obligated to prove jurisdiction before it can move forward. This to say nothing of the fact that there's never even had a plea put on the record by anybody who had legal or lawful authority to represent the defendant. I recall there was a judge who practiced law from the bench in violation of Title...
Okay, so you stood mute and they put in a not guilty plea because that's what happens if you stand mute at your arraignment. That's legal.
1481. By submitting...
How do I think Cece would react to his fan base if he ever saw it? I think if Chris could have the self-awareness to understand how he is viewed by other people, I think he would have a mental breakdown. In fairness, that's probably true of most people.
An actual.
To see yourself as you're seen by others is truly hell.
On behalf of the juristic person without a contract to do so. But it certainly wasn't the grantor, and I know that because I'm the grantor.
Thank you for showing up today. Unfortunately, you didn't show up at the time you were expected to be here, but you did stay and you sat.
Oh my god, he showed up late.
And you watched the courtroom.
Do you think that was a power move? Like, do you think he thought if he shows up late, it shows that, like, I have control?
Deliver justice and a procedural process to move cases along in accordance with our Constitution. You have a different belief in how the matter needs to be moving forward. You are in my courtroom. The citation that has brought you into the courtroom then brings you into my process. And the way that I administer this court is through the trainings and what the statutes allow for. So hearing your belief in a different way and understanding that you are here because of...
Do you think it would be... I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to comment this. This is a hypothetical. Do you think it would be devastating if I commented to him that this makes him look like a fool and his father would be incredibly disappointed in him?
The process of the citation of the complaint that has brought you into the courtroom.
I can weaponize his daddy issues. I could do it.
This matter has been...
I won't do it, but I could do it.
Previously scheduled for a bench trial. I believe that you were a part of that conversation to set that trial, that date and time. Is that correct, sir?
It is not correct. That was done under threat, duress, and coercion again, and that was because, in good faith, I came here to try to settle the commercial matters that are trying to be presented here as criminal matters.
Okay, so I guess there's a couple ways to go about this, right? You're here. We have to continue to move the case forward, and Mr. Weaver from the state, and in hindsight, I don't think anybody likes to be talked to behind their back.
Do we agree if I sit up here, I'm not extending jurisdiction to your court? I'm not trying to offend anybody.
The jurisdiction is the jurisdiction. Where you sit has nothing to do with it. Frankly, if I was the judge, you would be getting contempt of court if you didn't come up and sit at the defendant table. I don't know why she's allowing him to engage in this way. Incredibly unprofessional.
I think I agree that you're being respectful if you sit up here to my court process and to Mr. Weaver.
But we agree that if I walk in there, I'm not extending jurisdiction, I'm still reserving all rights, waiving none.
Mr. Weaver.
That's fine with me.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Thank you.
You are present here and...
No, I appreciate that. Let the record reflect the judge agreed that I waived no rights and retained.
Let the record show.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Weaver, your thoughts, your comments.
So from the state side, I have to make sure that we're complying with our discovery obligations. I think at our last hearing back in February, the defendant wasn't willing to provide us an updated mailing address.
Objection, Judge, for the record.
I'm gonna ask you to stop. This is not a point to object. We'll come back to you, okay?
I'll cut to the chase. So I have the discovery right here for Chief Mahto. It's been hand printed off. Just for the record, I want Mr. Mahto to have an opportunity to collect that. He was directed to come upstairs and collect his discovery from my office after the last hearing. He did not do so, and we didn't have an address for him on file, and so we were not able to send discovery. And so the state has printed out and prepared a discovery packet. I guess with consent of the court, I can hand it to the
Let the
bailiff.
record reflect that the prosecution has handed the discovery to the bailiff. The bailiff has submitted it to Chief Mahto.
I wonder why he's avoiding discovery.
He takes it from
Like he intentionally didn't get it last time? Is he trying to go for a mistrial by claiming he was never given discovery? Was that why he intentionally didn't go get it? Ken's sister Sue, what do you want me to look up in Black's Law Dictionary?
courtroom is his choice, but it has been provided to you. All right? Next issue, Mr. Weaver.
Objection.
That's the next issue. I suppose we are still set for trial on May 6th. And that has been issued for the state's witness, and the state would be ready to proceed as scheduled on May 6th at 1 p.m. I don't really have anything additional. I will prepare a notice
Objection: a formal statement opposing something that has occurred or is about to occur in court and seeking the judge's immediate ruling on the point.
Witnesses and exhibits. Ideally, that information be provided to defendants or defense counsel in advance of trial. Again, I don't have contact information for him, and so I'm not sure how to provide notice of the witnesses. Beyond saying that a master subpoena has been issued,
will
the
do.
state intends to call the witness identified in the subpoena, but yeah, I guess without having any further contact information, I don't know how else to serve documents on Chief Mahto.
Well, I think part of them is making them available to Mr. Mahto, providing them to the court through an e-filing, and then making sure that there's an actual physical copy in the court where Mr. Mahto can choose whether or not to come and pick it up, unless you have another suggestion of how documents can be provided to you.
Can I articulate my objection?
Sure.
Non-pro tunc when you first spoke. Again, I didn't want to interrupt. I just don't know how your court deals with objections on the record. Is that okay now?
I already indicated you can say.
Okay.
Continue.
So I object to whoever this gentleman is here, even speaking here, unless he's giving testimony. He needs to be sworn in first. I hope.
You object to the prosecution speaking? I don't think that's gonna work.
Common law court of record with 3 witnesses in total for the record. So these 3 witnesses that I brought will be signing sworn affidavits to everything that they saw here today. I do not consent to move forward on this case. I do not consent to any corporation using my copyrighted trademark property. And I demand that
your name isn't property.
He claims to have a contract with me, the living man, or anyone I assume business interested persons, and he produces it right this instant, the original writing signature. Otherwise, this would be nothing more than deprivation of rights under color of law, masquerading as an actual criminal court proceeding. That's all I had for the record. If we can note that for the appeal.
You bet. Thank you for bringing up the possibility of an appeal. The appeal process, if you don't like, is always there and available to you per our Constitution. If you don't like the way things are done or the decisions and how they're made here, you're welcome to file an appeal. But for the meantime, you're in my courtroom. We're going to proceed as I see fit in with regards to criminal procedure.
Can I have the rules of procedure for a statutory criminal court?
They're called the MCA. Feel free to go find them. Montana Code Annotated. So I'm going to, we need to conclude this hearing within the next couple of minutes because I have an obligation somewhere else. So for the purposes of this hearing, was a status hearing, right? The status was to make sure that you received the discovery so that you knew what the state was going to provide at a trial. The court has set a trial for May 6th at 1 p.m.
Is that the bench trial?
It's a bench trial. Okay. And in doing so, you have notice of that trial. The expectation is that if there are any
I'm surprised he isn't asking for a jury trial.
You're going to present
they usually do.
Outside of, but you need to make sure that the state is aware of that. I understand you brought some things to the courtroom today. I asked you not to just give it to me, give it to the court, right? The court, the clerks are the keeper of the records. If you want to provide a list of exhibits and do that in a documentation form, great. If you want to reference a flag or anything else, then you need to put that on that piece of paper so that the courts can make it a part of the record.
Is he gonna put the civil peace flag thing on the record for some reason to try and use it as evidence?
If the court allows you to enter that exhibit during the course of the trial, then certainly you can bring the tangible item into the court and we can take a look at it at that time. Any procedural questions with regard to prior to the
list of exhibits?
The trial do you need to discuss? And again, I am wrapping up this hearing within 2 minutes. I need to be somewhere.
Yeah, no problem. Here's what I have. The exculpatory exhibits will be offered as an offer of proof in the off chance that I'm required to come back here and defend my copyrighted and trademark property again. And in the off chance that
your defense can... I guess you could try it, but this defense is not going to work. His defense is effectively, I have trademarked my name, therefore you can't charge me with crimes because you'd be using my name. Obviously, even if someone's name or a company name is trademarked, you can file suits against them, you can file criminal charges. It's weird to think otherwise. Trademarks aren't just someone using your name or using the name that you have trademarked. It's using it for business purposes in such a way that would cause confusion to consumers. This has nothing to do with that. This isn't even the realm of commerce.
Adjutant General's office with the Marine Corps doesn't take the case, so that's who's getting the notice of removal. So once that's approved, then we'll be sending that there. We'll let them bring counterclaims and whatnot against this court. So I'm good for now. Again, if you want to send something to me, you're welcome to go ahead and email it. I do know that there's been an email or two from the clerk of court, because that's the information I gave to the post office regarding mail fraud when I first started getting it. So I know that they have the ability to send it to that address. That address is what's used by the actual trustee of the Mahto Trust, who's the owner of the defendants. He's based out of Kenya, so he'll take all that information, add it to his liens, and it'll be filed.
So you used a lot of words there. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
What?
You have an email address that the prosecution can email you at,
The
correct?
clerk of court has utilized that copyrighted name
And you're
sent
okay
it to
with
me.
that?
I do not consent to
Do
any
you
of
open
these.
up those emails and read them?
I do not.
Okay,
I
then
do
you will
not
need
agree.
to, all documents, exhibits, everything will be made available.
He literally just said he's not going to open the emails they send him with court information.
Available to you to pick up in person. For you to say that there's an email and you don't check it, that kind of is counterintuitive to the purpose of you getting information. So let's just make
I'd argue it's contemptuous.
sure that there's consistently one way for you to pick up information.
I don't see the difference between that and a defendant saying, I'm not going to open your summons, I'm not going to come.
And that is in the clerk's office.
Well, if you'd like, I can leave a mailing address
You can
for
take care of that
Mahto
with the
Trust.
clerks. Otherwise, I will see you back on May 6th at 1 o'clock.
Okay, just for clarification, these are the exculpatory exhibits. Can I offer these to you as an offer of proof for you to review before you make your decision as to whether or not you're going to proceed without any jurisdiction in this matter? Can I give these to the bailiff for you?
No, I've indicated you need to provide those to the clerk of court in the office if you want anything to be included in the record.
The reason it's in camera is because I don't want it in the record. These are private, not public.
Then they can't be
Then you can't offer them as evidence because evidence is public.
used as an exhibit because the hearing, the trial is completely public.
It's an exculpatory exhibit, in camera only.
We can discuss any of those prior to the trial, not at this time.
In camera is like the idea is that it's something that would only be witnessed in like the judge's chambers by the judge and the defendant and the prosecution.
Okay, I did one last
Thank
thing.
you, Chief Mahto. I gave you a time limit and I need to go. Thank you. Have a good day. We'll see you back on May 6th.
At least that's soon, so we'll get to see a follow-up pretty soon here, in like a week or two. Assuming he films again or has his friend film.
Let the record reflect Chief Mahto will make another special appearance under threat of arrest.
I'm pretty sure the record already stopped. Pretty sure we're already off the record.
Enjoy your day.
It's honestly a shame to me that he's probably only going to get a fine, because he needs to realize he does not have the power that he thinks he has. Anyway, continuing. It's a pretty short one, but this is new.
You're appearing here today.
By special appearance.
I understand what you're doing and what you're trying to do. It's not going to help you
Record.
and be difficult.
Special.
Good morning. Are you Nasir Brown?
I'm not hearing any day. Special.
What did he do? I think he was just driving without a license and insurance. Typical soft sit stuff.
I'm sorry. Speak up so I can hear
Appearing
you.
here today
You're appearing here today.
by special appearance.
Okay. What is your name?
I'm a third party intervener on behalf of artificial legal entity, not Nasir Brown.
Okay. At one point in your
Phoenix says, the Carpcosian needs a sub. Could you let the only listening chat know? There you go. If anyone wants to gift Carpcosian a sub, there you go.
at some point
Is this an older clip? I've never seen it.
in your life prior to being this third party, were you Nasir Brown?
No.
You're not him.
I'm a third-party intervener.
So here's the thing. If you don't tell me your name, I'm going to put you in custody for not cooperating this morning. I'm not,
Thanks for
hold
that.
on. I understand what you're doing and what you're trying to do. It's not going to help you a single bit in court to try to play these games.
That's relative.
So are you Nasir Lewis Brown, or have you been him at some point in your life or not?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to call you by Mr. Brown because I'm not going to say all the words that you just said, because you've now identified yourself as Nasir Lewis Brown. And so, Mr. Brown, this is your initial appearance, and you have two cases. And cause number 26, I just asked you not to speak over me. So here's the thing, Mr. Brown. I'm going to be very patient.
I've been challenged subject matter jurisdiction, going on record.
Your challenge of the subject matter jurisdiction is overruled. Let me go through what I need to go through, okay? So this is your initial appearance, your first day in court. I'm required to go through what you're charged with by indictment. In cause number 26, DCCR 0322, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of assault family violence by impeding breath or circulation from February 16th of 2026.
You choked someone and you're trying to use the sovereign citizen arguments?
And then in cause number 26, DCCR 0323, you're
Where's the victim, Your Honor? Probably the person you choked.
Charged with the
Don't choke people without their consent.
State jail felony offense of injury to a child, and that's from February 16th of 2026. And so since you have made bond and got out of jail on your cases, have you had an opportunity to try to hire a lawyer? Speak up so I can.
Up and down.
It's been up and down?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Brown, is I'm just like everyone else. I'm resetting your case about 30 days to give you some time to try to hire a lawyer. You need to try to get someone hired before the next court date. If you do, just bring the reset notice that you get today to that lawyer and they'll tell you what to do. If you're unable to hire someone before the next court date, then I'm ordering you to visit with at least 3 lawyers.
Yeah, seems like he choked a child, allegedly.
All charge different amounts, they have different payment plans. Bring me back the names of the lawyers that you've talked to so I know you're trying, and we'll discuss your options. If you don't...
Why am I surprised Daryl Brooks killed people and tried it? That's pretty rare, though. You know, Daryl Brooks was like an exceptional example of a crazy sovereign citizen.
Don't do that.
Even most sovcits agree that you can't, like, physically harm people and then expect to have no consequences. At least they say that.
When you come back, you run the risk of me raising your bond for not following that court order, and you would go back to jail. Do you understand? I'm sorry?
Overstay.
Say it again.
Overstay.
You overstand?
Yes.
Okay. What does that mean?
Overstay.
Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
I'll block.
You'll oblige?
I'll block. Yeah.
Okay. You just determined to use different words and be difficult, aren't you?
Not at all.
Okay. So as a condition of your bond, did you have a condition that you were not to have any contact or communication with the complaining witnesses in each of these cases, right? Okay, and so I want to make sure you understand the importance of that. And that if you do have any contact or communication with either of them, it would be a violation of that bond condition. If I find out, your bond would be raised and you would go back to jail. Do you understand that as well?
Overstay.
You overstand.
Overstand.
I'm going to guess that overstand is even better than understand. So you definitely know what I'm talking about, right? So we don't have any miscommunication today. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have you step in front of the clerk. You're going to sign a reset notice so you know when to be back in court and take care of those things before the next court date. All right, step in front of the clerk.
What a douchebag. Good judge, though. Kept him in line. Unlike the previous judge that just let Mahto do whatever the fuck he wants.
Hi, family. Yes, it is true. The National Economic Security and Reformation Act, also known as the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act, are in full effect. What are those? I'll go over them briefly. Number one, we are going...
This ties into her sovereign citizen beliefs, I promise.
...to experiencing...
She's on the conspiratorial side of the sovcit spectrum.
...experience a complete and total wipeout of all debt.
No, overstand is not in Black's Law Dictionary. It's not a word.
That includes mortgages, bank loans, student loan debt, car loans. Everything coming from the bank has to be completely zeroed out. Why? Because the banks have been nefarious. And if you've been paying attention, banks are collapsing. Secondly, we see that we're going to abolish the income taxes now. A lot of people aren't aware that 13 states have already made it a law to do away with state income taxes or local income taxes. Some of you already know about Florida and Texas, but most recently, Mississippi produced or pushed forward legislation to end taxes or income taxes in Mississippi.
That's going to be really bad for their bottom line. Isn't that where states get most of their revenue?
That was like,
they're gonna have to like raise the state sales tax or cut services or something to make up for that huge loss in income for the state. What the fuck?
Last year, March 2025, and then this year in Georgia, they're doing the same thing to eliminate state income taxes. This is so exciting. Next, you will see an abolishment of the IRS, and this is why tens of thousands of people have already left the Internal Revenue Services. This is also why President Trump said he would get rid of the IRS and create the ERS. What is that? That means he'll stop taxing the people, which these nefarious people who are over our government did, and he will start taxing other countries for doing business with us. Now, this is
That's not how things work.
something that other countries.
That's not how tariffs work. I would like to think at this point anyone who isn't in the cult is aware how tariffs work. Other countries do not pay them. The importer pays the tariff, and then the cost is then shuffled onto the consumer.
Countries have always done, but we have been taxing the people. That is going to go away very soon, and it's happening right now. That's why Trump secured a broker tax agreement.
Black's Law Dictionary request. What do you want me to look up, Harold Edelman?
Agreements or tariff agreements with China, the second largest.
Can we confirm understand isn't in Black's Law? Do you mean overstand? I can check. Oh no, do you mean understand? Because of the way that they misinterpret it, I'll look for understand.
Economy of the world. He did that last year. He also brokered trillions of dollars in agreements with the Middle East. He is on a roll with these tariffs and taxing other countries. Now, it is going to affect us in the short
Watching her videos frustrate me because she's very dumb and wrong about everything. It gets to me, you know?
term, but we don't have to deal with income taxes very, very soon. Hang in there with me, family. We're also going to increase the benefits to seniors. We already saw.
So you're going to cut tax revenue and you think you're going to increase services. She's real smart.
A cost of living increase. That's a small increase, but it's going to incrementally increase. Next, you're going to see a return to constitutional law. Why? Because constitutional law is the law according to our republic. We're not supposed to be on admiralty law, maritime law, law-based.
We're not in admiralty maritime law. That's a thing gurus make up to get your money. In this case, you're the guru, but I think she's a true believer. I don't think you could act this dumb. Like, she's something.
Based on the water. We're not supposed to even use banks. Remember, that's a banking term. Courts are banks. This is why
courts are not banks. Courts are courts.
Judges are currently being arrested. And in the Department of Justice, 8,000 people walked out. They're saying they have a problem with Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General, and President Donald Trump. But we know that many of them have been implicated in the Epstein files. But furthermore,
QAnon stuff.
They all have to vacate. Why? Because of motu proprio, when Pope Francis told everybody they had to stand down in 24.
Yeah, there's no understand. Underwriting, the act of assuming a risk by insuring it, the insurance of life or property.
And they didn't, but the Grand Army of the Republic was formed to take them down. Also, in the summer of 2024, you all know that the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron Doctrine, which eliminates the power of the government. That's why the Department of Government Efficiency was created.
Oh, this is a word salad of incorrectness. It doesn't give the government its power. It gave the government agencies the ability to make certain decisions because of their expertise. And then the court said, no, experts in their field can't make decisions. Judges should. Real bad.
Was created to downsize the government and get rid of all 444 government agencies. When you watch the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, you will see a list of those 444 government agencies that must be dismantled. So right now, you see judges being arrested, attorneys being arrested. Why? Because they passed the British Accredited Registry exam, the bar exam, meaning they work for the British Crown and not we the people. That's why President Trump said when he first came back, he was going to attack. He was threatening, I'm going to attack and disseminate the American Bar Association because according to the Constitution,
there isn't a National Bar Association to my knowledge. Each state has its own bar association, and they are American.
You're not even supposed to have a title of nobility. A title of nobility, whether you pass the bar or you work with the American Bar Association, means that you work on behalf of the British Crown. Now, a lot of people don't even know this. I mean, even people that are attorneys and judges may not be aware.
It's not true. Oh my God. She's so frustrating. I want to type so bad. I won't type.
But now they've been served notice. If you watch my show, you'll also see I published a video that shows a letter and shows a website of how all attorneys, judges, court workers, council people, governors, all type of clergy members, clerk members have been served notice to vacate. Also,
well, if someone on the internet says it, it's gotta be true.
We are going to monitor presidential elections from here on in. That's a part of the NASARA benefits. We are going to create new United States Treasury notes. This is why the Supreme Court of the United States ruled in the summer of 2024 that state-sponsored banks can disband from the Federal Reserve central banking system and create their own gold-backed currencies. Now, we do know that states have not only produced their own gold-backed currencies, but they have.
States producing their own individual currencies would be a nightmare. We tried this under the Articles of Confederation, or sorry, that's correct. The Articles of Confederation, and it went terribly. It went so bad. Each state having its own currency is not a good idea.
Created gold backs,
especially if it's gold backed.
This is so exciting. What are gold backs? 24 karat gold pressed onto a note, also known as Arum notes, gold Arum notes. And they're inexpensive. 24 karat gold pressed onto a note. These are notes that you can use right now to buy local goods and services. Look up atmex.com, jmbullion.com, sdbullion.com. Heck, you can even get these online on eBay. And this is a way you can right now operate outside the jurisdiction of the Federal Reserve central banking system. This is real gold. Also, for
the obsession with gold, I'll never understand it.
36 states to date.
I don't even like gold jewelry. I think it looks fucking tacky as shit. I don't understand.
Look it up. The Sound Money Defense League said this. 46 states have removed the state sales taxes from the sales of precious metals, thus acknowledging silver and gold as money. Family, we're on a roll here. What is next? Next, we're going to eliminate the Federal Reserve central banking system. That's why the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine and stated and ruled that state-sponsored banks can disband from the Federal Reserve central banking system. We also have Representative Thomas Massie, who put forward legislation to completely get rid of the Federal Reserve Board and their Board of Governors. Follow me on the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show so you can learn all this juicy information. What else do we have? We're going to restore financial privacy when it comes to banks. In fact, most banks, if not all banks, are being dismantled. Many of them have collapsed already, and the ones that remain must be Basel III compliant, meaning that they must recognize gold as a Tier 1 asset. They must have Tier 2 reserves, which are foreign currency notes, And these banks must be transparent and operate on the new system. The quantum financial system, which is a sentient system that...
Oh, it's sentient. I hear weirdos talk about the quantum financial system all the time, and I've never heard a single one actually define what it is. You just get little bits about what they think it'll be. Good to know that she thinks it'll be sentient. A sentient economy. Wow. An economy with a hand that actually is out there digitally. One sec, sorry, my mic's... There we go.
The quantum financial system, which is a sentient system that reads your energy center, reads your energy to make sure that you're the only person accessing your account. Also, we're going to have a retraining of all attorneys and judges, the ones that remain, because a lot of them are being arrested in constitutional law. We're going to establish world peace under Nassar and Jassar. This is why President Trump created the Board of Peace. Aren't you excited? And already we have about 30 countries that have joined. Israel is the last to join. So, family, this is exciting because President Trump said he's creating the Board of Peace to replace the United Nations, because the United Nations...
What's on my shirt? Oh, it's Marvel characters. It's, Vision, Captain America, Black Panther, Hulk, Gamora, and Iron Man. Kind of a random assortment, to be honest.
Was not serving we the people. He also removed us from 66 international organizations, and he said he was doing this in order to restore our sovereignty. I'm showing you right now that Nassar and Jassar is real and is happening in real time. What else? We're initiating first phase prosperity and global...
I think so too, Mr. Blast.
Wealth programs. I've talked about this in depth. So if you go to the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, you will see the global settlement programs. You'll see all the trusts. We've had Princess Elizabeth Rodriguez Ruiz to talk to us about...
She calls herself a princess?
The Saint Germain Trust, the Rodriguez Trust, the King Solomon Trust, all these sovereign wealth funds and trusts that have been created and that will be released at the proper time to make humanity wealthy and to do away with all the poverty. But all you have to do is...
Again, this idea that you're going to make everyone wealthy. You would need a post-scarcity society for that. And if everyone's wealthy, then no one's wealthy. Wealth is relative to other people. Oh.
Avail yourself of those programs. And you can also get on board and go to the meetings to help push forward those prosperity programs. This is such an exciting time to be alive. Also, we're releasing enormous sums of money for humanitarian projects, and we're reducing the work week of all people from 40 hours to 20. That's exciting. And we have the Sovereign Wealth Fund, as well as other funds, family, that will ensure that every single person on the planet will be wealthy. That means everybody will have money every single month. Just kind of like the universal basic income, but it's better than that. It's like the sovereign wealth fund that oil-rich nations have that give tens of thousands of dollars to each person, each sovereign, or each...
Okay, but if everyone has tens of thousands of extra dollars per month, then inflation will happen. Ah, Skifazoa with 60 months says, 60 months, you know what that means, but don't tell anyone.
Individuals, some people call it citizens, I don't call it citizens, in their nation. We're going to do the same right here. Just hold on and be strong. Because people are asking me, where's all this money, tens of thousands of dollars a month coming from? Or maybe some people say up to $100,000 per month in a tax-free account, non-interest bearing account, I should say, that you will get every single month. Some people say it will be up to 11 years. Some people say it will go into perpetuity. But where's this money coming from? You do know you have a Treasury Direct account, right? Some people are calling TDA. And you do have a birth certificate bond. That birth certificate bond is attached to an account. You have access to those billions of dollars. That's your money. At birth, we had a birth certificate, right, that was created that our parents signed off of. They called our moms informants. These people are wicked. Our moms didn't know. I didn't know when we signed the birth certificates that we were therefore given the government permission to take our birth certificates and circulate them on the New York Stock Exchange and
None of that's true. Your birth certificates are not on an exchange.
Interest. Well, none of us knew that. But that money went into a trust. And that trust is for you to offset your debt. You're going to have access to those trusts, as well as if you've invested in silver and gold, land, you'll have access to that money, foreign currencies. There's just so much going on, family, that I am happy to talk to you about. I encourage you to watch the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. It's not just about NASARA, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, or the global version of that, the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. It's about family, wealth, and legacy. What is the legacy? What is the impact you desire to leave upon your children, your community, and society at large? This is what I do. This is my work, family. I report on geopolitical news, global financial news. I give you the financial forecast so that you can arm yourselves and have all the information and all the wealth you need to help your family, yourself, your community, your tribe, society.
Is she okay? What is this energy?
At large.
Is this like her putting on a thing to sell stuff, or is she genuinely this manic?
Your future generations, meaning you'll be able to leave a legacy of wealth, wisdom, knowledge, prosperity, and values for your posterity. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It's always my greatest pleasure to give you information that will raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. It's always my pleasure to go over this information over and over and over again until it gets in your spirit and you come to know that you are wealthy. You come to know that you are amazing. You come to know that you matter, family, to Source, the Creator, to me, to the Soul Tribe, to your family, and to the human global population. Goodbye, family. No.
Imagine talking into a camera like this. I couldn't. And I talk into a camera most days. It's hard enough to talk into a camera like normal, much less to be like, "Oh, right, guys, let's go." Like I can't even pretend to do it. It's obnoxious. It's so insincere. It feels like, to me, it's insincere. I'm not having a manic episode currently, though, as far as we know.
That ye are gods. You are creators and co-creators. The moment you make up your mind, the universe conspires to assist you. Go out and make this a great day, family. I love you so much. Watch the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show on YouTube and Rumble. Mwah. I love you. Peace.
Thompson.
All right. Unstable Deadbeat with 100 bits says, has anyone ever written any fiction stories in which this kind of Sovsit stuff is actual reality? Either a Sovsit or someone who isn't projecting their idea of what would happen if this was all happening? That would be interesting to read. I thought about putting it in a D&D thing once. I had some preliminary plans for it, but I do agree that that would be interesting to indulge in fiction. Okay, what's next?
Alright, so what's up, guys? It's been a long time since I've uploaded a video, and I've been wanting to finally get something together and put it out there for everybody. This is going to be something I've had on my mind for a long time, and I wanted to make sure I had enough information to get this new series going. All right, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to title it yet and call it, but it's basically going to be everything involved in becoming as free as you possibly can be in the United States of America. What that entails, the processes and steps to go about doing that, correcting your status, changing from United States citizen 14th Amendment citizen into state citizen of your state, and getting rid of federal taxes, state taxes, dealing with a lot of stuff like that. All of the law regarding that, constitutional law, court cases.
Yeah, he's new. I just found him today.
I just want
He only posted this a month ago.
to have a place to document.
Seems like he just got started doing the state national SovCit thing. I'll also have you know that most of his videos are just doing gun stuff. No problem with owning guns, to be clear. I'm not an anti-gun person necessarily. Just scares me a lot that this guy's into super sovereign citizen stuff. Has a big fixation on guns. He's literally posing with, hold on, his Bible and gun in the thumbnail, which feels like borderline self-parody. Ugh.
My experience, my findings, what I've personally gone through, the hurdles I've come into and I've faced, and what I've had to deal with, my failures and my successes, and what you'd expect on this journey, because it is quite, I'd say the process it takes to do it is actually not that difficult, but the amount of learning, studying, comprehension, that is what actually is quite difficult initially. But the more you spend time on this and really try to focus on really coming to terms with what everything is, what this country was founded off, and the history of it, you will seriously start to see more doors open and picture how things, governments, politics, money, how the whole system itself works as a whole. So in order to get to a certain level of that type of freedom, you need to kind of reverse it back and almost like kind of reverse engineer it, so to speak, pick it apart and understand and study every little detail to see where we've come from in the beginning of our history and how far that's come across to where we are today. So with that being said, I just want to...
He looks a little bit like if Styx Hexenhammer had a brother who was doing better than him. Does that make sense?
Try to get into straight away. I've been studying this about 3.5 years now, and I finally took some actual steps last year with the U.S. Department of State to turn in my old passport and update the details on that through the DS-11 application. And I've tried 3 times. I was denied twice and finally got approved on the 3rd time because I wanted to try to find more information that I could regarding applying without social security number or with it, or in terms of different methods that I've tried to see how they
True
responded.
Felix,
And
or
I
not,
got quite a bit of
who said it?
information. It was a little pricey, about over $1,000.
Mile Shield, you said it, yes.
Answer and get approved at the end, but it's information I think worth well acquired for what I had to do. So, I finally did get it. I have my new passport book here.
It's just a normal passport, I'm assuming. Sovereign citizens think all the time that they get some special passport, but it's the same passport everyone else gets, usually.
For certain travels, I'll cover up my passport number and most of it on the bottom. But that's my passport book that got approved without having anything to do with U.S. citizenship. Take note of everything on that. And I got my passport card right here as well. United States of America. I'm going to cover up those 2 numbers. The rest is fine. I was born in Tennessee, USA, so I'm a Tennessean. So I'm
Yes, and an American.
State citizen of Tennessee. All right.
It's mute. It's the same. They're like Russian nesting dolls. The jurisdictions nest within each other. You are a state citizen of Tennessee and a federal citizen of the United States.
And one thing to note, you'll see on mine, I have 3 asterisks or 3 stars right there underneath the passport card. Nobody really knows what that means, and the U.S. Department of State will not tell us. So anyone who says they know what that means, I honestly think they don't know what they're talking about. I've tried to figure that out too. Joe Lustica has tried to figure it out. Brandon Joe Williams has tried to figure it out. James C. Lovett has tried to figure it out. No one really knows what it means. From what I could possibly find, it's just basically to do with the abbreviations or the amount of characters in your last name and spacing.
Phoenix Leftist, thanks for gifting a sub.
From what we're told anyway. So forget about the stars and the asterisks on your passport card. They're kind of, it's irrelevant. I really don't think it matters. What matters is that you do the process properly and fill out the information on the DS11 application and what you send with that application to get approved to have your status amended correctly. Okay? So I'm trying to come to terms with everything that I've done and really understand as much as I can about what this all means with my life as well. So the steps that I've currently taken is I have corrected my passport, turned in my old passport, and I have a new passport book and a new passport card. Okay? Those don't have anything to do with U.S. citizen. I've taken note of all of those for both my parents and myself and my spouse. And
so you lied on federal documents. You lied on your passport application. I'm pretty sure that's a felony. Just for the record, lying on a passport application. Oh, God.
And I still got approved through doing the method I used with Colonel Wilson. His is beat the law.
Best husband says, Hannah, I work for passports. The stars are just part of the background design.
CopperMoonshineStills.com. I'm going to link all of this in the description below. He's a fantastic guy. He helped me out. He's gone back and forth with me through some emails. He's very busy. He needs to reply to a lot of people, but he will reply to you. Just be sincere with your questions and try to be straight to the point, concise and specific of what you're asking. And he'll give you his general advice, and I followed his method on his site, and I got approved on the 3rd time using his way. Brandon Joe Williams has massive, extensive amount of information as well,
and all of it's incorrect.
I highly recommend watching all of his stuff, his course, the 1.0 and the 2.0, going to his website, signing up and learning that as well, because there's a ton of information on there that you need to learn regarding law, court cases, definitions, the history of things as well. And I really want to start creating it on my side of things to create a perspective from my angle. So hopefully this resonates with some people, because everyone teaches things differently. And I think that more people just need to get out there and share the knowledge that they have found and discovered and their experiences with this, because the more people that do this, the quicker we're going to get to a country that's a little bit more free and where we're able to use more rights and actually use the laws that we have in place that a lot of people just don't know anymore. Okay, so I would really strongly recommend those two YouTube channels and those pieces of content from those people. So I will link Colonel Wilson down in the description and Brandon Joe Williams as well. Okay, just let them know that I sent you. They wouldn't know me now. I'm a very small YouTube channel, but the Armed National, I'm going to try to get out there as well, and just share with as many people as I can, because I want everyone to be as free as they possibly can be in this world. This world is extremely chaotic. There's a lot going on all the time. Everything's trying to...
I notice he's not specific about the freedoms, by the way. It's like the platonic ideal of freedom. It's just a vibe. It's a happy feeling you get when you think of America and apple pie. Like, it's not a specific thing. Gitara says, I did create conspiracy theories in my science fantasy D&D homebrew campaign. One of the popular conspiracies is that the hyperspace lanes are a method of control by ship manufacturers funded by various governments, as well as a way to prevent common folk from seeing what else is out there in space. Many ships with the hyperdrive come pre-programmed with popular hyperspace lanes, and ship nav computers advise against or prevent FTL jumps with when a pilot tries to ignore hyperspace lanes. And that's part 1 of part 2.
Oppress us and tear us down and pull our money and pull this and that and keep us just slaves. But that's not the life God intended for us. So in as much power as we can give ourselves and that we have to exercise that, we need to do our due diligence and learn the knowledge of what it takes to be able to do that. So that's just my goal. That's my starting point for this. If you have ideas in terms of stuff of what you want to see in the future, specific steps like what to do for your passport and specifically, I'm happy to do that as well and go through step by step what that.
And there's part 2. Gitara says, this safety does fuel conspiracy theorists. This isn't true. Hyperspace lanes are just the safest routes to travel when going faster than light. Nobody's stopping conspiracy theories from just shooting off into hyperspace in any direction with a modded ship, but they'll probably hit something in a near and die near instantly.
Entails.
What books does he own? The Death of Money is the only one I can read. I think the one on the shelf facing is a copy of the United States Constitution and other founding documents. Like it might have the Federalist Papers or something in there.
Also how to fill out W-4s or W-8 bins, those kind of forms for taxes and stuff like that, filing exempt, or putting exempt rather on your W-4 and your W-2s with your employer. If they won't let you do W-8 bin, there's a bunch of different options that you can do and still stay legal and not be a taxpayer, because once you correct your status, you are no longer liable for taxes because you are not considered a taxpayer. And if you think you are, then you do not understand what's going on and you need to learn the history of that. So we're going to go into all these different avenues, and that's what's going to be coming in the future here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try and be uploading a video every week or two. I'm quite busy, but that's the plan. And I wanted to just get something out there to let you guys know what's coming. So if you have any questions or specific interests in what you want to see regarding this information on freedom, liberties, law, constitution, not paying taxes, getting out of the system, becoming a state citizen, correcting that process and everything like that, just please comment down below and let me know. And I will just keep adding it to the list of things that I already have created that I'm going to be uploading in the future. And I'm going to just start making a series and just keep it going, spreading out the information as much as I can, and hopefully it helps other people out there. And you can do the same. All right. So until next time, guys, just keep staying safe, stay armed with truth, knowledge, and wisdom. And I will see you in the next video.
I hate so deeply how people like this have co-opted the word truth. Okay, what is next? He's boring. I'll keep an eye on him and see if he does anything interesting in the future. If not, we won't watch him again.
Verse 31 and 32, People versus Taft Lewis.
I don't think we've watched this child support case, but let me know if we have.
Lewis 16432 FH.
Well, this was adjourned from last week. So here we are.
Here we are. Do you have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Lewis?
Not really directly to Mr. Lewis. We did mention to Mr. Judge Conlon that I was thinking, based on the fact that he's been struggling financially, if the court would be willing to waive the waivable fees, that would leave him a $73 mandatory balance. We never really got that far. So
okay. All right, I see there's a range on the bench warrant. He'll owe 73.
Yes, that's correct.
What's the amount of the waivable?
He owes $2,045.80. Of that total, $73 is mandatory.
Okay.
And he's paid $125 so far.
Mr. Attorney General, what do you have to say?
Well, I guess I'm not entirely clear on the basis of the violation. I don't have, I'm not sure I've received documents regarding that. With respect to the underlying child support case, Mr. Lewis currently owes $21,415.70, and he has a current obligation of $66 a month. That's 66.
His child support was only $66 a month and he wasn't paying it?
His last payment.
That's not even a lot. And it somehow added up to $20,000? I must be misunderstanding something, because there's no way that adds up, right?
It was in August of 2022. Further, I also am not sure if Mr. Lewis has any representation in this matter or not.
No, I'll be representing myself.
Oh, okay.
I have PD written down here, but.
I did try to see him this morning, Your Honor, but he said he's representing himself.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I thought Mr. Gaddy was here on this. Sorry. I
Two issues,
Okay,
the collections issue and then the probation violation.
okay. So as to the collection issue, I can waive the waivable
I know,
amounts.
CVX.
And Mr. Patrick Bridge, if you submit an order for that, leave
Will do, Your Honor.
balance at 73, you said?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Lewis,
Terradona says he must have been in arrears for damn near a decade or more. Yeah, I assume that collects interest or something, right? They said 2,000, not 20,000. That would make so much more sense.
Can I speak now, Your Honor?
yep, just a minute.
No problem.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, pursuant to Court Rule 6005, you have the right to the assistance of an attorney. So I can read you this section here if you're interested in
No, ma'am.
representing yourself.
Yes, I am, ma'am.
You are interested in representing yourself.
Yes, I've been
Okay, hold
representing
on.
myself since 2010, ma'am.
Okay, well, so then you
How's that been going for you?
probably heard this a time or two, but we're supposed to read it to you every single time you come to court.
No problem.
Okay, so hold on just one second. Initial waiver, so I'm assuming some other judge did this for you, but if not, here it goes. You are being advised that of the charge that you have in front of you, the violation of probation for which you have a VOP that is pending, alleges that you violated condition number 3 about making a truthful report to your probation officer monthly, as that they required, and that you failed to report on 1/26/23, and that you on 1/27/23 a call was placed to you and contact was made. You said you were going to turn yourself in on the warrant. The potential penalty in this case is up to 5 years and or $5,000. And I will read this verbatim. Advising the defendant of the charge, the
I
maximum
wonder what he lied about to his probation officer.
possible prison sentence for the offense, any mandatory minimum required by law, and the risk involving self-representation. In addition to that, I will offer you the opportunity to consult with a lawyer that you can retain of your choosing. Currently you're in custody, so I'd also appoint the public defender's office if you wanted assistance. And that's my understanding that you are not interested.
No assistance needed, Your Honor.
Okay. This is your choice. All right, so how are we proceeding with the violation of probation?
Your Honor, I don't respect the reason I'm here today, but I will not disrespect your court because
Oh, we appreciate that.
of others' egregious actions towards me. This is our first time meeting, and I plan on it being our last. And before Mr.
Very forceful.
Bridge left, I would have liked to address the whole panel.
Panel?
So that
Did he think he was going to be talking to multiple people today?
I had just a few questions for him to set precedent so that everyone's stance could be evident and clear and no misinterpretations, but I see Mr. Peckenbridge tucked tail and ran.
Well, we're making a recording and he's still here. He just was out of the camera view.
Great, great. Mr. Peckenbridge, can you please state your full name and title for the record?
Scott. Mr. Lewis, this is not your hearing.
I can't address the panel.
There's not a panel.
There's no panel.
You have the probation officer, you have the court fines and fee officer, and you have the assistant.
That's not a panel. Are they witnesses, or are they people that might testify? Do you think everyone in the case is on a panel?
And everyone put their...
Do I feel proud of Michigan? Certain areas of it, not the rural areas.
Appearances on the record. So we're going to move it along.
No problem.
Most people in Michigan, in my experience, are decent people. There are some hicks, obviously, but the vast majority of people are all right.
I can get right to it. That is fine.
All right.
The law is my protection, and
let me put it this way. I stick around the more like city areas in Michigan. I don't really go to rural areas, but at least in city areas, I have never once been misgendered. I have never been harassed or yelled at. It's, that gives you an idea of at least people minding their own business. So that's good.
I shall find remedy in it. Before we begin this process, I would like to address the court. In addressing the court, I would like to fully read and completely express all information today without interruption. I have two questions for the court. First question is, are all laws commercial?
No. Next.
Second question.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a violation of probation in front of you. I understand that you have been arraigned on the violation of probation. And because you are decided that you
I refuse to claim Kid Rock.
Want to act as your own counsel, I will hold you to the same standards as I would any other defense counsel in...
Does Eminem cancel out Kid Rock?
This same procedure and within the same case. So, as to the violation of probation, you can accept responsibility by pleading guilty to the violation or no contest. You can set this matter for a hearing in which we go forward, but this is not your hearing to run. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to address the court and put on record some very variable value information. And by
asking me questions is not putting information that you have on the record.
Yes, ma'am. I won't ask any more questions. Can I finish my statement? I have no more questions.
My question for you is, how are we proceeding with the hearing today? Are we proceeding with an acceptance, or are we proceeding that we need...
I forgot Eminem got into the NFT shit. Never mind.
To set this matter for hearing.
Ma'am, this is not even a hearing that we should be having. If I could finish my statement.
We shouldn't even be having this, Your Honor. You don't get to make that decision.
Unless the AG has certain information, this is totally in violation, and I'm not able to express myself. Like I said, I have no more questions. I just would like to read the information I have, and then they can go which direction they want to after the information has been expressed, ma'am.
Okay, tell me if you feel like the petition for your violation of probation is wanton in some regard.
It is not wanted at all, Your Honor. I shouldn't be.
It's not wanton, not wanted. Gotta listen to that one again.
And go which direction they want to after the information has been expressed, ma'am.
Okay, tell me if you feel like the petition for your violation of probation is wanton in some regard.
It is not wanted at all, Your Honor. I shouldn't.
Okay. Peeplord with 100 bits says, hey Hannah, did you know that the adhesive in Tire Patch Kit smells a lot like VCR cleaner? Don't Pavlov yourselves on the side of the highway, friends. Oh boy.
It's not wanton?
I shouldn't be.
So you believe that it's accurate?
No, I believe it's entering. I believe me being on probation is
Okay.
entering.
Quickly, Mr. Taft Lewis.
I can finish. Thank you. I am the de jure. I am not an imbecile in law. I do not surrender my inalienable rights for any civil liberties. I am a five-fifths realized being and not a three-fifths Dred Scott compromised imbecile in law. I'm here today for the non-payment of what is commonly known as child support. For the record, there's no such thing as child support. The real reason I'm here today is because you're trying to enforce a contract/agreement by forcing me or compelling.
That's an interesting argument. You claim that I've committed the crime of not paying my child support, but what if the thing doesn't exist? It's like when I robbed a bank. I just told them banks don't exist, so how could I have robbed one? It's a brilliant defense. I don't know why everyone doesn't do it.
Me to be a surety for
Mr. Lewis, are you telling me that you're a sovereign citizen and you do not believe that the orders of the court apply to you?
No, ma'am, I'm not sovereign at all. I'm just speaking, I'm just expressing why.
That's what you just said.
I said I'm a five-fifths realized being, ma'am.
Okay.
That's not.
So these are, I need you, if you can't answer my question, we're gonna adjourn this until you can get a hearing, and I'm gonna appoint standby counsel with a public defender.
I don't want counsel, ma'am. I just want to finish.
I understand that. So what I want you to do, and you don't have to have Mr. Gaddy right next to you during your event, but your hearing for next week. But what I want you to do is talk to him about your available option, because what's very clear to me is that you're not listening to the questions that are being posed to the court. Right? I say, are we having a hearing or are you accepting responsibility? I need an answer to that before we can go forward. You making a statement isn't evidence. That's not evidence, Mr. Lewis. And because you want to represent yourself, you're going to be held to the same standard as if you were a defense attorney appearing in front of this court. You can change your mind about that and have Mr. Gaddy represent you.
No, I don't want any.
But in the meantime, I'd like for you to talk to him in the next week so that you guys can discuss what the proper way is to go about dealing with the court. Because as of right now, you're not following the proper criminal procedure. You don't get to just make statements. There's an order to things. So you can find that out for Mr. Gaddy. This case is adjourned until next week. We'll see you back on the 6th. Or exactly, Ms. Armstrong, does that give you enough time or do you need to put it up 2 weeks?
Be released.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Attorney General, does that give you enough time to do a writ or do you need more time than that?
Judge, our office will request 2 weeks, just to ensure we have time.
We'll put it up 2 weeks.
Am I being remanded to jail, ma'am, or am I free to be released and come back in? Because I came in on my own accords, ma'am. I have no problem with coming back. Whatever day.
Like to make a bond motion, I'll hear that.
Yes, I would.
First, I'll put the recommendation from probation on the record.
Thank you.
The recommendation is for Mr. Lewis to serve 4 days in jail with 4 days credit. And to report to Agent Priest, to report to probation on March 2nd in the office. Your Honor, I'd also like to make note that I have a note here that indicates. Your Honor, may we approach?
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you, we need to have a private conversation because we have Mr. Attorney General is not here in person. We have to clear the courtroom. Mr. Taft Lewis, got additional information. You know, if you wanted to see me, there's a different way to do that. If you have a motion, or part of that is by working with an attorney who knows how to navigate the procedures of the court. Again, your choice not to use an attorney. I still have the standby counsel for the public defender should you choose to avail yourself of their decades of legal knowledge that might help you navigate this process.
Ma'am, I thought this was the hearing. I didn't know it.
Pardon?
I thought this was the hearing because last week I could not speak also because he said it was your case and I would be able to have my turn to speak when I was in front of you. Now I'm in front of you and you're telling me this isn't the hearing also. So I didn't know how you guys were going to proceed. I just want to be heard on what information I have. Like I said before, I asked for
But
this.
there are ways to talk to the court. You can't just ask, hey, can I just talk right now about whatever I want without any specific direction, without a specific subject to even talk about? I'm just going to go on my sob-sit diatribe. You can't do that.
Warrant so that I could get in front of you, so that I could say this information to see which way.
And Mr. Taft Lewis, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that he would use the assistance of the public defenders.
You're pretty sure they censored out old squishy Gardner in here. They probably did. There are so many channels these days that are doing that. It's annoying.
Office or your attorney who assisted you at the time of your case, you wouldn't have had to violate your probation to get in front of this court. I don't believe that you are a flight risk. I think you've just made poor decisions. So I am going to release you, but you're to respond here in person, which is March 6th.
No problem.
On Monday at 1:30, and that is the date and time set for your hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, I would expect you to follow the proper procedure that any other criminal defense attorney would be held to the same standard. You
Your
still
Honor.
have the public defender at your disposal if you choose to consult with them.
No problem.
Could you also order him to report in person, probation officer?
You'll have to report to probation tomorrow. I'm sorry, March 2nd?
Yes.
You'll report to probation on March 2nd to meet with your agent.
I hope he did.
Which agent is that? Is that Agent Moses, Agent Miller, or Agent Priest?
Agent Priest.
No problem.
Does he have different parole officers?
Your Honor, if I could ask Mr. Lewis to contact my office and give us the, address and phone number.
Did you hear that, Mr. Lewis? The public
Yes, I did.
defender is availing themselves to you.
I have no comment on that, but yes, I did hear him, ma'am.
I'm releasing you on PR.
Much appreciated, ma'am.
Wonder
Okay,
if he
we
came
will
back.
see you back here.
Is that on all warrants? I had 3 warrants, one from the court fees and fines, I had one from FOC, and one from the violation of probation. Is that all warrants? I'll be released on PR?
Yes, and yes.
Much appreciated, ma'am. I will see you March 6th at 9
See you
a.m.
then. It's 1:30 p.m.
1:30. You there at
March
1:30?
6th.
I'm going to assume that didn't go very well for him. Chitara says, this kind of reminds me of the court footage of a guy I went to high school with. He had a hearing like this from a Michigan jail because he used his toddler as a human shield during a police standoff after he held hospital staff with a pair of scissors. Oh, geez. To no one's surprise, but apparently he lost the right to contact his kid and did some time in prison. He's out now and just posts misogynistic stuff online because apparently his predicament is somehow his baby mama's fault. That's an unfortunate situation. People are the worst. Oh, this is brief. Do you guys remember the World Marshal Authority? We covered them like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. They were these people.
Of the will.
Remember, they were pretending to be like a global government that could charge people and stuff. We watched them a little bit. Anyway, the same channel that was promoting them a month ago now is doing a call-out video saying, the title is, Mikey P gives the World Marshal Authority 72 hours to respond. So there's conflict now.
I'll give you 72 hours, and then I'm going to publicly expose you with the evidence.
So Mikey P has actually done a call out on the WMA, and I've got...
Again, this channel was promoting the WMA a month ago.
the response from Phil. Now then, Mikey P's obviously called out the WMA.
Yeah.
Basically, he had a warrant.
Phoenix says, that's why I'm glad you and Chad aren't people, just video and text on screen. Yeah, if I had to be a person, it would be insufferable and I would struggle every day. Glad I'm not a person.
And he wanted the...
What happened to Russell J. Gould? He's still doing stuff, it's just not as interesting to cover, so we don't cover him super often.
WMA to put things right for him. What went wrong there?
WMA promised to get rid of my warrant and all this sort of stuff.
What happened was Steve Marshall, who's a good marshal of ours, amazing with his documentation, he offered Mikey to do the indictment, not knowing what Mikey had done previous. So when it was submitted to Lee seen it was Mikey and said,
theft from laptops, theft of money, theft of weed, theft of all sorts of things by certain players within WMA.
Oh my God, they stole your weed.
And we've got all the evidence.
Oh no, the people we expected to be the new world government and keep world leaders in check stole my weed.
WMA wasn't given the 72 hours like agreed between two men. But this is what we're dealing with. Mikey P's not quite a man.
Stealing weed's a dick thing to do, by the way. That's just like petty. What the fuck you doing, man?
Because he
don't steal people's drugs.
Can't sit there and he can't stick to an agreement without being underhand and sly.
Lee Clegg couldn't prove one single thing to me apart from repeat himself. Now, it's not, I'd like to think it's not my ego, but when I got involved in rapid response, a lot of people joined it, and I could do the same with WMA. So why is the resistance to prove claim? I've been reading articles where they claim they've done this thing and they bought things up in other countries. Where's your fucking receipts?
Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? You know, if that was true, why wouldn't the evidence be put forward first more than anything?
Where'd you get the evidence from, if you don't mind me asking?
When it comes to that time, it's going to come to that time. But we've got legitimate evidence, it's irrefutable, of people thieving and doing naughty things.
Mikey, another point you made, that the WMA paperwork's bullshit. We've got the video from here where the police have actually come. They started at the bottom gate, read the sign, warning unlawful lawful notice, and then they've walked down, determined on coming in, which you can clearly see off the video. Two cars come down like they had something to deal with.
He does look a little sickly.
Spent a few minutes just looking and reading that.
I'm not going to speculate. I have no idea.
They've just turned off and they've walked off. Now, we've not heard anything off them since then. They've just disappeared.
I've just come and filmed the Christian meeting, commemoration of Jesus. I didn't expect to see you here and a lot of other people. However, you've told me you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm kind of, it's kind of one of those. I mean, a lot of people keep approaching me about this World Marshal Authority, and I'm kind of at a tipping point now. Everyone's trying to pull my ego and get me in to go and lead men and all this nonsense, but unfortunately I'm not stupid enough. I'm still critically thinking like I have been from day dot. I was even asked to, because I've done a little bit of bad mouthing, but it's only been soft bad mouthing based on my beliefs and the evidence laid before me. And I've been pretty soft on this. Because then I've had WMA promise to get rid of my warrant and all this sort of stuff. And then the reason they didn't get rid of it is because I need to apologise to Lee Clegg because I hurt his feelings because I was saying bad things.
I love it. This is such petty bullshit. This is totally just inter-sovereign citizen group petty drama. He was rude to him. He stole his weed. This is so dumb.
Hurty words against WMA, which really shows the mindset. And Lee Clegg's shown his true colours. Lee Clegg, within their group, when they've gone to block a house eviction, he stopped them doing it, which is ironic, bearing in mind the World Marshal Authority approached rapid response because of the integrity and the blokes involved there, and now they're stopping them doing the thing was the reason they approached them in the first place. I'm also observing people that have very good friends with other people within rapid response and outside of that have now shit on all their mates and threatening people with notices and everything else. We also now hold the evidence of theft from laptops, theft of money, theft of weed, theft of all sorts of things by certain players within WMA. And we've got all the evidence. So I wear my neck, and I even apologised on request to Lee Clegg, not for anything specific other than it's not my job to go and rescue people who are joining WMA who can't critically think. But it's now getting to the tipping point where they're actually holding people back from doing what people are doing in rapid response, and egos have gone completely off the wall. People are giving them self-proclaimed titles and then actually believing they hold some sort of authority. What the World Marshal Authority has done categorically proved me wrong. They've turned everybody involved in it materialistic over these bullshit tokens, thinking they're going to go and buy farms and stuff like that. People have got materialistically obsessed and forgotten the cause that they started to fight with. And I'm now observing men, the cause they were going against, they...
M. Scheffler says, Hannah, you're entertaining. Feel better. Thank you.
Become that. They become tyranny. The way they're treating people in certain accommodations, and I won't mention accommodations and everything
They're
else.
Confused and his accent isn't helping. He's upset that this other competing sovereign citizen group that they were working with, he doesn't like them. He thinks they're getting in the way, and they took his weed allegedly and said they took stuff off their laptops.
else is unacceptable. So consider this a friendly warning. You know who you are who's done this. I suggest you get some apologies done and start getting this sorted out. Just because people don't believe in WMA doesn't mean we give them notices, doesn't mean we threaten to arrest them and everything else, because that's not dialectic. That's not dialectic thinking. That's people operating from their childhood program. Like, this is my way and my belief. If you don't believe me, you're the enemy. It doesn't work like that, guys. This is never going to work if we go and join a little club and then segregate everyone else. All WMA's done, they've come in and they've blown up rapid response and they've fragmented some long-term friendships here. They've got a lot to answer for. Now, I went toe-to-toe with Lee Clegg right at the start of this when they approached rapid response. My mate went into the main group. They couldn't satisfy one question. Lee Clegg could not satisfy one question with myself. All he could do is show me pretty documents. The documents were a sack of shit. It's a self-proclaimed judge. He's got no authority. There's fraudulent stuff on the paperwork. There's changes on some of their documents which make them fraud anyway. And it's just shite. Lee Clegg couldn't prove one single thing to me apart from repeat himself. Now, I'd like to think it's not my ego, but when I got involved in rapid response, a lot of people joined it, and I could do the same with WMA. So why is the resistance to prove claim? I've been reading articles where they claim they've done this thing and they bought things up in other countries. Where's your fucking receipts? If I go to eBay and I get my mate to buy me a thing, within a week I've got a product and I've got a paper trail. Where's yours, WMA? This is an official call out. And I'm challenging Lee Clegg with love that we get on Bannerman and have a bit of a question and answer session. It's about time you bring your receipts, because all I'm observing here, all these promises.
Hold on, I want to check if they did a live stream, because they posted this 2 weeks ago. Nope. I'm assuming they didn't respond.
Has anybody got their debt?
Sweet Lily Love says, I'm with you on being annoyed by the conspiracy theories coming from the left. The Trump administration is doing such horrible shit as is. We don't need to make up extra shit to make them seem bad. Agreed.
Settled? Has anything got anything sorted, or is everything still at arm's reach? These are major red flags. Major red flags.
Why Bannerman? Why me?
Why? Because you kind of become my go-to. It's your fault that I become the cover girl of rapid response, goddammit, and put my face here around the planet, making it awkward when you're most wanted, which I'm not anymore.
Enough. I just want to ask you one question. You did mention something about, was it, you said you got evidence or something?
Yeah, we got the evidence.
Where'd you get the evidence from, if you don't mind me asking?
When it comes to that time, it's going to come to that time. But we've got legitimate evidence, it's irrefutable, of people thieving and doing naughty things. And it's that simple. So bearing in mind there seems to be a bit of narcissistic behaviour happening, those who know they're responsible, I suggest you make it right within, I'll give you 72 hours, and then I'm going to publicly expose you.
If anyone just listens and doesn't visually watch, I am begging you to look at the screen for at least a minute here, because you just missed visually the funniest fucking thing. Okay, let's roll it back. Let's go.
So bearing in mind there seems to be a bit of narcissistic behaviour happening, those who know they're responsible, I suggest you make it right within, I'll give you 72 hours, and then I'm going to publicly expose you.
Whose idea was that? What the fuck? Have you ever seen the Psych video where they're passing the basketball and you gotta count the number of passes and then they ask you about the gorilla? This has that energy.
So bearing in mind there seems to be a bit of narcissistic behaviour happening, those who know they're responsible, I suggest...
In case you don't get it, he likes Jesus.
Yes, you make it right within, I'll give you 72 hours, and then I'm going to publicly expose...
Pay no attention to the men behind the flag!
...you with the evidence. You know who the fuck you are and all.
Right, so Mikey P has actually done a call out on the WMA, and I've got the response from Phil. Now then, Mikey P's obviously called out the WMA.
Yeah.
Basically, he had a warrant and he wanted the WMA to put things right for him. What went wrong there?
Yeah, that was going back. See, the thing is with Mikey, he's got a big mouth and he likes to do a lot of talking. So what Mikey done was commented on other idiots' posts, and what he done is started to slander Lee and Belton and making accusations that he could not back up. And then what happened was...
Okay. I think that's enough of that video. I don't really care, but I do find their little petty drama to be pretty funny. All right. We'll do one last video. I'm not so sure this guy is necessarily a sovereign citizen, but he makes a really bad choice when he's asked for his ID, and it ends on a chase, that ends in a porta potty. So let's check it out, and then we'll call it a night. M. Scheffler says, no more! There's only a limited amount of me you can take, I promise. I have to be around me all the time, and I am struggling. You don't need more of me.
Sees a shirtless man exit CVS. He says hello, and the man quickly walks by and hops on his moped. He then witnesses the man fail to make a complete stop at the stop sign, where he follows him and then pulls him over by his encampment.
Crime committed? Let me see your license. Was there a crime committed? Yes. Which one? The way you took that corner was unsafe, and the way you came to a stop. Lie. Let me see your driver's license. No. You were... I got the First Amendment right to refuse my driver's license. You were about ready to go to jail. I didn't take any corner wrong. I live here every day. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. I'm conducting a traffic stop on you. I'm valid license. Let me see your driver's license. No crime committed. Okay. Are you refusing? Are you refusing to provide your license to me? You betcha, okay. Because I didn't commit a crime. No. Bring it back. Come here. I didn't commit a crime. Limit 20. I got one running from me. 2nd Street behind Rustica. 2nd Ave. White male. Board shorts. 2nd and 3rd Street. Get over here, dude.
It's fast.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
I'd be afraid to fire a taser anywhere towards propane tanks. Like, statistically, I doubt it's going to do anything. Even if it hit the tank, it's probably just going to bounce off. But I don't know, electricity and explosions. Scary.
Subject hop defense into AmeriGas.
Probably play too many video games.
$11.20. I lost sight of him. And classic collision. His scooter is parked on 2nd half behind. You want to head to the scooter first. Double back. I'm coming off 3rd. I'm at 2nd and 2nd now, walking back to, 2nd and 1st. White male, bald, no shirt, blue and red board shorts. Negative, I lost eyes on him.
I also want to point out it's actually, like, the guy could have kept running and he might have made it. Like, look how long the cop has him not in his sight.
Between AmeriGas and classic collision. $11.28, copy scooter tag out of Florida.
The sequel to Hardcore Henry. I liked that movie.
What's your
not a movie I'd watch all the time, but that was enjoyable for the gimmick.
Is it registered to him? Mike, Quebec, Foxtrot Bravo 53, MQFB 53, black scooter. I lost eyes, you can release it. 1128, just noting CAD, taser deployed, he pulled probes out. Did you see where he went? Did he come back out? Yeah, you guys are good. It's more this side.
Way over there. You get
Huh?
somewhere?
No, a guy ran from me. We're somewhere back in here. First Ave and 2nd Street. He's still, according to a witness, still tucked in behind where Americas. Did you see him? Huh? He's still in there? Bathroom? 1128. According to a witness or neighbor sitting up here, I believe he went into the bathroom at Amerigas. According to a witness, he's still tucked in here.
Okay.
I popped him once, he pulled him out.
Taser or firearm?
I'm just gonna blast this son. He's wearing board shorts.
Just.
Which one? Oh, this porta potty.
I do not know why you would choose to hide in a porta potty. Probably the worst decision anyone could make.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
On the ground.
Or what?
Get on the ground now.
Get on the ground.
For what? After he did a police chase?
What?
Lay on the
Get
ground.
on the ground.
1128. I would want at the porta potty at Americas. Give me the air.
Or what?
Get on the ground.
What?
You need to get on the ground.
Cover me.
I didn't commit any crime. I didn't commit any crime.
Get on the ground. On the ground.
Get on the ground.
Oh, he fucked up his knees already. He must have fallen at some point and scraped them real bad.
All right, here we go.
All
Get
lay,
on the ground.
all
Let go.
lay down.
Roll over.
Roll over on your stomach.
Give me your hand.
Stop it. Why'd you do that?
Give me a hand.
Why did you do
Give me a
that?
hand. Give me a hand.
Yeah, there.
There we go. Perfect. 1128. Taser deployed. One in custody. Bad day, my friend.
As things seemed over, one tiny issue shortly proved to be a huge problem.
This is on that side.
Huh? Yeah. Right here.
Okay.
Sit on your side.
I'll stand up.
Hey.
Hey.
You're not standing.
Well, I'm not being rough or anything.
You're being arrested.
For what?
There's this thing.
Resisting what? I didn't commit a crime.
Yeah, you did.
What crime?
Yeah, you did.
What crime?
Bit of a traffic infraction.
No, I didn't. And I know my laws.
and you're
First
impaired.
Amendment right.
And you're
I'm
impaired.
not impaired.
Yeah, you are. Move this way.
Oh!
Hey, move over. Stop pushing.
Oh, God, he got pushed into the toilet!
Move this way.
Oh, come on, man. That cop totally did that on purpose and had no reason to.
You're right.
And you're
I'm
impaired.
not impaired.
Yeah, you are. Move this way.
Why?
That's a first. Hey,
Move
What
over.
the
Stop pushing
fuck
back.
are they doing?
you got your cam
Move.
on?
Stop resisting.
I'm
Stop
not.
pushing back, dude.
I'm not.
You are. I'm trying to check
You're
you.
pushing me into
He did not have to push him into the fucking toilet to do this. He knows what he's doing.
a toilet.
Yeah, cops are the goddamn worst.
Well, stop fucking pushing
I'm
back
not.
at me.
I'm not. I am not resisting or doing anything. God. I can't bend that way. Look at my neck. I can't bend that way.
Stop fucking fighting me.
Go ahead.
I can't fucking
Stop
bend that way.
resisting.
I can't fucking bend that. I can't bend that
Can you
way.
repeat
Over.
I can't fucking bend that way. I can't
Stop
bend that
tensing
way.
up, dude.
Quit being rough with me. You're pushing me into a urinal.
Let go.
Look at the urinal.
Let go.
Pull me in the dirt.
I missed what? Sorry.
I can't fucking bend that way. I can't
Stop
bend that way.
touching.
Quit being rough with me. You're
Let go.
pushing me into a urinal.
Let go.
Look at the urinal.
Let go.
Pull me in the dirt.
Roll to your
Stop
side.
resisting and just comply.
I'm not resisting.
Stay like that.
Damn it! It smells like piss right here.
Stay like that.
It smells like fucking piss.
I got him. We're good.
Come on, man. You
They
got
sent
my
a
head
rescue?
in piss.
They sent a rescue?
You
Sit
got
on-
my head in piss.
Sit on your butt.
Black's Law Dictionary
You got my head
request.
in
What do you want me to
piss.
look
Sit on
up?
your butt.
Excessive
Okay,
force
let me
will
turn.
do.
Let me turn.
Sit down.
Pull my hand.
Sit down.
I gotta push up.
There. Sit right there.
You got my head in piss.
Huh?
I'm not resisting. You just got my head in a urinal,
You're hiding in the
man.
fucking bathroom.
Look where I'm at.
I don't care.
Yeah, but it's not probable cause. It's not
It
my
is.
First Amendment right to put my head in piss.
Well, if you just listen to what we told you, that wouldn't happen.
I didn't listen. I don't
You
have
did
to.
not
because
listen.
It's
You're
my
right.
First
You do.
Amendment right because I didn't admit. I didn't break any law.
You did.
So technically, by the law,
You're
you have to have.
intoxicated
No,
off
you
a
don't
motor
know
vehicle.
that. That's
Yes, I
your
do.
suspicion. You have to have probable cause of my First Amendment right. So f you.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, you're going to jail on a felony, so don't worry about it.
For what? Because
Battery-
I committed a crime that you suspected without doing your research. That's illegal as. You wanna lose what you got? You're a public servant. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lose anything, my friend.
Oh yeah, well I was pulled over, didn't have any keys and anything. Go ahead, try it. You didn't have any reason to stop me because I was already off the vehicle
driving
with
fast.
no keys in
No,
it.
it was not. You were still on it when I pulled up behind you.
Nope.
Yes, you are.
The definition of this is pretty just obvious, I guess. Excessive force, unreasonable or unnecessary force under the circumstances. Easy enough?
It's on camera.
Okay, try to pursue that in
kick your
court.
feet out.
What's your probable cause of stopping me?
Feet out.
What's your probable cause?
Your driving pattern.
That's a lie. You see me buying a case of beer in the CVS, and that's why you pulled me over.
No.
Yes, it is, and I'll pull the CVS cameras.
That's fine.
Cops can't do that, just to let you know.
Yeah, we can.
No, you can't.
It's called protection.
What's his accent? He almost sounds like he's from Minnesota or Canada or something.
It's against our First Amendment right.
No, it's not. It's called,
By the way,
it's called protection.
I didn't do anything.
Then you decided to run.
Yeah, because you don't have a problem stopping me. You don't have any reason. If you don't suspect a crime, if nothing happened, then I'm not in your control. If you didn't know. If you didn't know that, let me hit my vape a couple times.
They're not gonna let you hit your vape while you're being detained or arrested.
You care? I've been cooperative.
Is that what you call cooperative?
Have a Minnesota number. ID card.
Wow.
Yeah, drive.
I really like that. Wow.
Have a Minnesota number. ID card.
Wow.
Yeah, driver's license?
Can I stand up on her?
No.
I can't hit my vape a couple times?
No.
No.
Or, okay.
You right?
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Huh?
Eat gummy bears. Kyle, you got a driver's license?
Can't open my wallet.
Yeah, I can. You're under arrest. It's called searching incident to arrest.
Okay, well let's look that law up. So for no reason, you can just go on my person at any time.
You're under arrest, dude. You ran from the police. You have charges.
You didn't have any charges on me.
You stop resisting, stop running.
I can run wherever I want.
You refuse to identify yourself on the law.
I don't have to if you don't have a probable cause.
You're a sovereign citizen.
I do not have to identify myself.
All right.
Go ahead, I'll bring it to court.
He's all nice and bloody, so definitely want to glove up.
course. Man, get me away from this urinal, bro.
I'm gonna sit right there for a moment. Stand to be fun.
I'm gonna move to this side then.
Move to what side? Okay. You're gonna move that side. That's fine by me.
Man, I didn't do shit, man.
See, when we asked you to come out, you didn't want to come out. Now you don't want to be there.
I have a First Amendment right, which is what? Not to say a fucking word to you.
That'd be fifth. That would be a Fifth Amendment right. You're thinking the first is what you say. Fifth allows you to not self-incriminate.
That's okay.
So now I got arrested for a First Amendment right.
Well, no.
With my keys out of my vehicle on private property.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sure.
I'm just sitting here at this point. Guess what, like you said.
This is a private property
You look
too,
like a
so
nice guy.
pretty sure there's a sign no trespassing. So guess what?
I guarantee I work right next to him. They won't file no trespassing.
No worries.
That's at least a few problems right now.
I'm gonna sit you up. All right. We're gonna come outside the urinal now.
Thank God.
All right. That being said, you take a flag, sir. All right. All right. Knees up. There you go. All right. Walk this way.
Hey, Felix.
You want to go to the hospital? We're gonna pick you up and check you out. But before you take off,
You guys do whatever you want. But I can't do much what I want to.
All right.
Started like pushing with you and like now.
You need to get on the ground.
So, that's it for the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out and watching Sov Sits with me. I'll be back tomorrow for a day full of tinfoil, so I hope to see you there for Tinfoil Tuesday. Let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch. No problem, Izzy. Alright, see everyone tomorrow. Have a great night. And, don't get into a pseudo-legal cult. Probably a good advice. Bye, everyone.